You're watching YurView.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey everybody, great friends. Welcome back to Kaplan and Crew and welcome inside the 7 Mile Casino studios. For those of you that are listening on radio on 1090, awesome. For those of you that are now watching on YurView, Channel 4 San Diego and Santa Barbara, Channel 118 Palos Verdes in Orange County, great to have all the TV viewers along, even though it's later on in the evening. Okay, glad you guys are here. And for everybody that's with us on home base, YouTube, and involved in our YouTube chat, hey, how come we always have so many people in the YouTube chat and so few people giving thumbs up? Does a 51-year-old grown-ass man have to ask people for thumbs up?
Yes.
On you? Oh, I do?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
It's kind of how it works.
Okay, got it. Say good afternoon. Hola, if you will. ¿Cómo está? Hermano número uno. Grande. ¿Cómo está?
Yeah, listen, advice for being YouTuber. Don't say how old you are because it doesn't matter. Just follow the rules and play along, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Do it all.
There you go.
Ask people to do it all.
Please. Hey, bringing the street cred from the podcast shed. Take a look at that 7 Mile Casino signage in the back, that Mightier 1090 t-shirt, the Hellman Valley Growers Company t-shirt, even that Kobe Bryant jersey hanging up. Big Brown in the house. What up?
What's good, people? What's good? Keeping count as the Sean Watson lady situation.
You are, huh? All right, let me
and the Tatis situation. Keep it on refresh.
Okay, let me go right into this Fernando Tatis deal because I'm going to tell you right now, home base, ultra local, San Diego, the southernmost part of the mega market of Southern California. Okay, the story of the day, the story of Tuesday is what happened on Monday night when Fernando Tatis had a very violent swing, strikeout. And when he struck out, I thought, okay, like he's all upset. He's kind of, not feeling so great about it. But when his bat gets all the way back, and I know we're watching it now, right there, ooh, you can tell something happened. I wasn't sure at the time. Was it wrist? Was it elbow? Was it shoulder? And he's fine until right there. There's like this extra extension. And then, ooh, he goes down. And, it's not like he got hit by a pitch where he just kind of goes to first base because you got to show everybody he's tough. I mean, he went down and had his head in front of home plate in the dirt. And it took Jace Tingler and the trainer to come out. By the way, you see the size of Tingler versus the size of Tatis. Like, did anybody happen to take a notice when Tingler was walking off? It's like, wow, Tatis is either super big or Tingler's like little tiny small, And I think it's actually that Tatis is like 6'4", and Tingler's like 5'8", you know? And so he's walking him off, and you just see. But the question then becomes, what is going to happen to Tatis for this year? And if you listen to some people who are considered experts in the industry, he's going to have his shoulder surgically repaired. And if that happens soon, that means he's gone for this year. And if he's gone for this year, all the excitement, all the belief, all the energy, all the money spent to make the Padres capable of competing with the Dodgers, you'll have to excuse me, but in my opinion, that's out the window. They'll still have pitching. They'll still have 3 frontline starting pitchers, and they will still have a frontline starting third baseman. I would be curious to see what their top prospect looks like over at shortstop. They still got a lot of guys that can play, but I don't believe without Tatis, they've got enough to compete with the Dodgers, presuming the Dodgers are fully healthy.
Well,
Rondé, what do you say?
Let's stop presuming anything first, because that's a scary situation, and you can play it off as it's not scary all you want, but it is to go into the season after game 5 without Fernando Tatis for the rest of the way. But anytime an injury happens where you have to Google what it is, it's never a good thing. Tell me who did not look up subluxation yesterday.
I did. I looked it up. Here I did. Here's me. I looked it up. I looked up subluxation.
And the more you read about it, not me, I'm not a doctor. My name is not Dr. Alex Padilla TV. That's another person on this show. But I just go out and read it. And they say that with this injury, which is a partial shoulder dislocation, is that, yeah, he doesn't play football, so there's a chance that he can play with this injury. But it happened twice in 2 weeks, and it's going to happen again. He did it on throwing a ball, and he did it on swinging a bat. Name 2 other things you do in baseball other than those 2 things besides running. So the fact that it's coming out on such ease and so often, worst case scenario is right in front of my face for me right now. Worst case scenario is shoulder surgery, out 6 months, out for the year. Bam. That's where I'm at.
Look at this guy right here. Look at this. You talk about a guy who plays doctor on podcast, on radio, now putting him on TV. Look at that unenergetic face right now. Look at this. It's like Tatis injury boredom. What do you got to say, Browner?
The face is disappointment. And I'm disappointed in you two. Okay? I am highly disappointed in the two of you. Here's why. If I asked you, was Tatis going to win the World Series by himself? Both of you would reply, absolutely not. If I told you Tatis was going to win the division by himself, you would say, absolutely not. So this idea now that the objective of the season, winning the World Series being possible, is now gone because this guy might be out for an extended period of time. I will also then pose a second question to you two intelligent gentlemen.
Not clowns.
No, not yet. Not yet. You can get real clownish after this answer. Were we expecting him to play 162 games this year? Because from my previous conversations with two of you, no one was expecting him to play every game. We know he plays hard, so we know he tends to get hurt. He's a 120, 140 game guy. He's not a 162 game guy. So if he misses 20 to 25 games, that's kind of what we expected.
Okay. So then let me ask you a question, smart guy. Okay.
Whoa, smart
what,
guys
what,
being
what
thrown
if
around
he
here.
what if he misses 150 games? What if he misses 156 games? 157 games? If he misses 157 games, what do you think happens to this Padre team? And I'll throw it to you in a different way since you like comparisons. You ready? If LeBron James is out, but Anthony Davis is fully healthy, how do you like the Lakers' chances of winning the NBA championship?
That's not the same conversation.
I'm just asking. Because here's the thing. Tatis is the number 1 on the Padres, and LeBron is the number 1 on the Lakers. And Anthony Davis is a close number 2, and Manny Machado is a close number 2. And you might even go back and forth and say one is one, whatever. Not getting that deep into it. My question is this. If you took LeBron away from the Lakers, what do you think the chances are that Anthony Davis carries them? If you take Tatis away from the Padres, what are the chances you think Manny Machado carries them? It's the two of them and the entire team.
If you took Mookie Betts off the Dodgers, would they still be a favorite to win the championship?
Yeah, but they didn't win without him, so that's kind of that's a great point. Is like they'll still be a good team, they'll still likely win the division, but it's very easy to think and to say that Mookie Betts was the one that took them over the edge and won them the World Series.
By the way, the other part of that is just so you know, I mean, is that the Dodgers versus the Padres, while on paper it looks close, starters 1 through 3 on both teams look close. Starters 4 and 5 look significantly better for the Dodgers.
That's between the Dodgers and the Padres, though. Let's pump the brakes on that. The Padres are hoping to be what the Dodgers already are. The Dodgers they only won one, asterisk World Series, but the point is they've been to the World Series 3 or 4 times already. They've won 100 games multiple times already. The Padres are yet to prove anything. They made
and by the way, to prove what they want to prove, you know what the Padres decided to do? Invest long term in Fernando Tatis, by the way, long before they needed to. And so they gave him this contract. He blew up and became a superstar. And now 5 games into the season, his shoulder keeps popping out. And so when I listen to people like here, Alex, play for us the video of Dr. David Chow. So for those of you that know David Chow, you may already know his deal. I'll tell you those who don't. David Chow was for 17 years the Charger team doctor. He was also the X Games team doctor. So he worked on football players. He worked on extreme sports athletes, et cetera, et cetera. He's got a website now. It's called profootballdoc.com. But he sits at home and he watches sports and he analyzes injuries and he lends you an opinion as to what he thinks as an orthopedic surgeon and as somebody who was in pro sports. Alex, play for us what Dr. David Chow said yesterday about Tatis's injury.
Unfortunately, it likely means there's a labral tear. And unfortunately, it means that he is going to need surgery. Now, I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I think the plan is to still try and play him through the season. That was the plan coming in. The Padres knew about the shoulder injury, yet they still gave them that lifetime 14-year, $340 million contract. So the Padres aren't dumb. They knew about it. He's been playing through it over the years, but it comes and goes. My concern now is it's come twice in less than 2 weeks on fairly routine plays. And one rule of thumb on shoulder subluxation instability issues is the easier it dislocates or subluxes, the more often it will happen again and again. And you see the acceleration pattern happening.
So again, if I'm the Padres, and as Padre fans, here's now the question. Well, first we got to find out how truly bad it is. But I think Chow's point is it's happening more frequently now. And it's going to keep on happening in fairly routine plays. So if he has to have surgery, does he do it, hurry up and get it done so that he's back next year? Does he try and play through it for as long as he can, then have to deal with surgery and then maybe miss time next year? If you don't have a full 100% Tatis, what do you really have? Do you want to risk the future with all that money on the line? I think Padre fans, I think the Padre organization, and I think baseball observers are trying to figure this stuff all out right now. I mean, they did not have to pay him. They did not have to give him this contract when they did. And they gave him the big money, and it doesn't start for a few years. Like the really, really big money doesn't start for a few years. But you got to be concerned about his future and how injury prone he may be.
I completely disagree. I completely
it's 3 years
disagree.
and it's 3 years of injuries. No,
not season-ending injuries. Like as you go on, you get bumps and bruises.
His rookie season, was out for the year. What are you talking about?
If you go,
why do the
season,
facts not matter? How come the facts don't matter in this conversation?
When you go through a season, you get bumps and bruises. This is the longevity of baseball. This is why baseball is tough to play because it's a physically demanding sport. This is the same reason why in spring training I kept telling y'all, whatever, he's fine. If they say he's been playing with this injury for a while, I'm pretty sure he knows how to manage it. This may be one of those patches where it's harder than normal. We are overlooking the more important thing that happened last night. Yes, this is probably like a 10% alarm. This is probably like a 10% alarm where people should be like, yo, yeah, he got hurt. We need to monitor
10%. Browner.
This is a 10% issue.
You're talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. Stop acting like it's not a big deal, man. Like, open your eyes.
It's not.
I always use it. Bird box it, bro. Open your eyes to what is happening right in front of you and stop trying to convince yourself that, dude, okay, this isn't a bump or a bruise. This is a shoulder separation. This isn't the longevity of the season. This is the 4th game of the season. This isn't something that he's managed because it's happened twice in 2 weeks. Those are just facts. Those are not opinions, dude. Open your eyes and just realize that it's actually serious.
And go back more. Go back to his rookie season, Alex. How many games did he play? Remember,
80.
We all said, come on, Padres, you got to put him on the opening day roster. They did. And in a 162-game season, he played half the year. So in year 1, he played half the season, and he had some injuries to deal with. Year 2, shortened season, missed some time in the middle of it all because he had a couple of what you called bumps and bruises. Now, spring training, he's got a shoulder issue, and it's happened, to Alex's point, twice where once he makes a throw from short and he has to be walked off the field, and now he swings and he has to be walked off the field. And as Chow points out, because Browner, I know that you don't respect other people's credentials and you only believe yourself, but this guy actually has a full-blown career and a resume that says he has a stronger, more qualified opinion. And his opinion is it's going to keep happening and it's going to have to be surgically repaired. So if you say it's not a big deal, here's my question for you. If he misses the remainder of the season from today, is it a big deal?
from today, if he doesn't play again this season, yeah, it's a big deal because he would have then missed the entire season. I don't foresee that happening. If they announce in a couple of minutes that he's got season-ending shoulder surgery, then the conversation changes. But we have no idea about any of that. What I do know, what I can tell you as a fact from what happened last night, was the manager blew the game.
He's trying to get
'Cause
over there. Trying so
because
hard to get
that's
over there.
That's my issue. So we can talk about this, but I don't believe that this injury is as doom and gloom as you two are making it out to be. Because now you two are saying that the World
Clowns.
Series hopes are now out of the window.
We're getting closer.
I got
We're
there
getting
yet.
closer.
You're gonna
I-
call
we-
us
we-
clowns
yeah,
soon.
I got there yet. I ain't got
The
there
more
yet.
we cut you off, the closer we're getting to clowns.
Yeah, clowns,
got there yet.
fools, whatever else.
So
What did we start off, gentlemen?
You-
Is that what he said?
yeah.
you two fellas, okay? You two fellas are saying that World Series is out of the window.
Without
You're saying
Tatis.
that without Tatis, World Series out of the window, division possibly out of the window without Tatis. I just don't feel that same way because baseball isn't played like that. Baseball isn't basketball. Tatis is not like Russell Wilson got hurt. Yeah, if Russell Wilson gets hurt, the season's over. This is not that. This is not
Okay,
that at all.
So that is the most logical thing you've said in the last 16 minutes, though. Like, and that I 100% agree with because we don't know how long he's out for. I do think he's going to come back at least one more time, but I do think that thing is going to pop out again. That's just
Right.
the way
Well,
it works.
It's hard to get our man Browner here to talk logic. He talks in hot takes. And let me have a second to just give you the final voting in the Browner hot take challenge.
That's
Okay.
why he's mad.
Now this is right. So let's remember
I
everybody.
haven't seen the final vote.
Okay. So let's remember what happened. Browner's hot take challenge went side by side with the NCAA tournament. We came down to the championship round. Gonzaga versus Baylor actually turned out to be OJ is innocent versus Carson Wentz is a top 5 quarterback. Carson Wentz as a top 5 quarterback was leading. I petitioned the audience, the great friends, TV, radio, podcasters, YouTubers. I petitioned everybody. Please vote for OJ is innocent because if OJ is innocent wins, Browner gives up that take and will never air it again. And you know what happened in the final analysis? When we, there you go, drum roll, please. When we posted it on Sided and great friends voted, let's take a look at the final results. For those of you that
No.
Yep.
No.
Sided.co is the web address, or you can download the Sided Debates mobile app on iOS or Android. And Alex, if you could just give us the final numbers here, please.
The final numbers to the decimal point. OJ Simpson is innocent, 52.89%. Carson Wentz is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, 47.11%. OJ is guilty.
So, as a result, based on the voting on Sided, Browner must now bury the OJ is innocent hot take and never use it on the show again. Thank you, great friends, for your voting. Although,
Hold on. That ain't what I saw. Okay, so no, somebody need to talk to me. I need to see some people. I need to Zoom with some folks.
You're talking
That
to
ain't
the
the results
CEO.
that I saw.
what didn't you see?
That ain't the results I saw. Last time I saw it, OJ was easily okay.
No. Yesterday's show, I very much showed you on the screen. It was 50-50 yesterday. So don't act and don't lie to the people.
Don't do that to me.
Look, let
What do
me
you
tell
always
y'all
say?
something. Listen,
Go
let me
ahead.
tell y'all something right now.
What are you going to tell us?
I ain't never ever thought I would be here with 45, but I gotta tell y'all, man, this ain't looking right. This ain't looking right. I need to go talk to my guy. I need to get him on the phone. This ain't this don't appear to be even kill us, as they say. I need to do some type of restriction law.
Can you guys hear my dog barking in the background now that we all broadcast from home? Can you guys hear that background? My dog? No, because my Corky's pest control dude just showed up at my house. And, again, we all broadcast from home nowadays. We've all figured out technology that we didn't even know we could ever use. My dog is freaking out in the back because my Corky's guy is right here. That's okay. Your dog might Yeah, your dog might freak out, but don't worry about it. Quark's on the outside. He's doing all the work on the outside so that the bugs don't come in on the inside. And yeah, call that number. Call 1-800-901-1102.
Corky.
Corkies. I need to think about it, OJ. I need a minute.
can-
I need to think about it, OJ.
I think it's fair, and tell me if you
How much
guys
time we
agree.
got?
Tell me if you guys agree. I think it's fair that we let Browner do one final terrible hot take when it comes to OJ and let him get it out of his system, because Uncle Juice is no more.
Juice has
Listen.
been exorcised from the show. The
wanna-
hot take that he is innocent is gone. It's over. It's out.
Look, I just want to say this. I want this to be very clear.
This is going
This
on
is not the
television.
direction
Be
that
careful.
It's not the direction that I voted in. Okay. And I want to say this as a lasting moment between me and Uncle Juice. It is in cement if you go down to the LA County Courthouse. Innocent.
All right. Well, listen.
R.I.P.
All right. Well, coming up, and we're coming right back to the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Coming up, what happened yesterday in Angels Stadium? I didn't know there was so much Anaheim hatred for the Astros. I want to get to that story coming up. And is Major League Soccer coming to San Diego? I want to get to that. Stick around.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Hey, Dave Smith here. Make sure you listen to my show on the Mightier 1090, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday night. The only local sports talk in all of Southern California on the weekends, right here on the Mightier 1090.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Hi, I'm Erica Cardenas. Join me on the next Doing More as we celebrate the many accomplishments of women during Women's History Month.
Doing More, Sunday and Monday night on YurView. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives.
Attention, all dogs, cats, horses, tortoises, birds, pigs, and all other pets. Get your family members to sit, stay, and watch Animal Zone every Saturday at 9 p.m. right here on this channel and at animalzone.org.
Tune in Saturdays at 9 p.m. to watch Animal Zone right here on YurView. Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the mightier 1090.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to san-diegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, your organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Casa de Amparo has been around since 1978. And now we're in the Twin Oaks Valley in San Marcos with a beautiful campus. We work with children and families who've experienced chronic trauma over their lifetime, and we're here to help heal that.
I always told myself, seeing that my mother passed away through domestic violence, that I would never put myself in that position. And if it ever happened, I would leave. But it's easier said than done.
These are foster youth who are not able to manage in a foster home environment. My husband and I have been a part of the San Marcos community in our businesses since 1993.
One of the beautiful things about Kayleen, she started here at Casa de Amparo years ago when we were at the shelter with a church group.
How can we best give back is to volunteer our time.
Because without donors like Bassett, we would not be able to provide the services we provide.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's premium boost is powered by the Mightier 1090.
Hey, it's Pharrell here, inviting you to catch my shows on the Mightier 1090. We're on twice every Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. Trust me, all the other sports stations are sleeping with your wife.
The all-new and Mightier 1090.
We have a term for typical cheese-filled, grease-covered, regret-inducing takeout. That's why dinner from El Pollo Loco is always fire-grilled, freshly prepared, feel-good food. The $20 Familia Dinner from El Pollo Loco.
Are you living in an underserved community and facing adversity? Do you have a desire to start or grow your own business? San Diego State University's Lavin Entrepreneurship Center, the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurial Studies, and community partners invite you to participate in our Community Bootcamp. The bootcamp provides intense, hands-on exposure to the fundamentals of launching and growing a successful venture. Register today at leadershipcentersw.org.
Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Hi, I'm Erica Cardenas. Join me on the next Doing More as we celebrate the many accomplishments of women during Women's History Month.
Doing More, Sunday and Monday night on YurView. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives.
Adios, love handles.
Adios, couch.
Adios, Quarantine 15.
Say adios to the quarantine bod with Pollo Fit Bowls, made with fire-grilled chicken and organic super greens from El Pollo Loco.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
The weather is heating up, and so is college baseball around the region. Last weekend, San Diego State baseball swept New Mexico. On Friday, the Aztecs walked off both games in the doubleheader, and on Saturday, they got the win in 7 innings due to the 10-run rule. 14 of their 15 runs came in the first 4 innings in Saturday's win. SDSU has won all 8 series they've played this season, including 5 Mountain West Conference series. The Aztecs currently have a 2-game lead in the Mountain West over UNLV. University of Santa Barbara baseball traveled to Hawaii last weekend and came back to the mainland with a series win. Gauchos pitcher Michael McGreevy earned Big West Pitcher of the Week for his performance in Friday's series opener at Hawaii. McGreevy pitched a complete game shutout, allowing only 3 hits, no walks, and 10 strikeouts, tying his career high. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YurView.
Attention, all dogs, cats, horses, tortoises, birds, pigs, and all other pets. Get your family members to sit, stay, and watch Animal Zone every Saturday at 9 p.m. right here on this channel and at animalzone.org.
Tune in Saturdays at 9 p.m. to watch Animal Zone right here on YurView.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and YurView, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Hey, great friends, what's happening on a Tuesday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew? Along with mi hermano numero uno, grande Alejandro Padilla en la casa.
Hola, everybody.
And bringing the street cred from the podcast shed, rocking that 7 Mile Casino signage in the background, Big Brown in the house.
AKA Drone Dropper.
Yeah, so Browner got a new drone. And yesterday we gave him an assignment to go down to Qualcomm Stadium. Well, let me rephrase that. Where Qualcomm Stadium used to stand in San Diego and give us some drone shots. And I looked at some of these drone videos that Browner sent, and I have some opinions about these videos. I'm not sure I'll be able to share them here within the next few minutes. I may wait until later in the show. For those of you that are catching us on television tonight on YurView on Channel 4 San Diego and Santa Barbara, 118 in Palos Verdes in Orange County. If I don't get to it here, make sure you come over to our YouTube channel at Kaplan and Crew, and you can see the video and hear there. Or maybe you're just listening on the radio later, and I'll get to it. But stick around for that. So hang out, everybody. Okay, we were talking Padres. We were talking Tatis and all the drama around that situation. Earlier in the day, though, as we're all kind of waiting for some sort of an update on Tatis, Alex, can you tell everybody watching and listening what Governor Newsom announced earlier today? Good day for it, by the way. You're taking your second vaccine today. I've got my second vaccine coming up in like a little bit later in April. So what did the governor announce that is going to impact sports going forward?
This is actually very good timing for the specific date. California is going to fully reopen June 15th. Now, what does that mean? It means no restrictions on openings, gatherings, attendances, or travel. The state will eliminate the color-coded tier system. And with that announcement that California is fully reopening on June 15th, that means sports venues like Petco Park and anything else that we have is now going to be fully open. And the reason why I say that is a very good time to do that, Scott, June 17th. The beginning of the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines.
Oh, wow. Not only the beginning of the U.S. Open in mid-June at Torrey, which then California will be wide open, and you can probably figure that all of what was expected, I mean, all of the economic impact from the U.S. Open that was expected might actually happen. By the way, keeping it hyper-local to San Diego, the racetrack will open this summer at Del Mar, and that will mean there won't be restrictions there. So that means opening day can be 35 or 40,000. And then what that really means is if everything goes to plan, is then it'll get to November and the Breeders' Cup, the World Championship of Horse Racing, will be at Del Mar, and that should be at full capacity. And as we work our way north, Angel Stadium, Dodger Stadium, Laker games.
You ready for this too, Scott?
Yeah, go ahead.
June 17th. This isn't that exciting, but a homestand for the Padres against the Cincinnati Reds. But Monday, June 21st, the Dodgers come to town.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you'll go from the excitement of U.S. Open in San Diego right into Padres Dodgers, which, of course, by that time of the season, who knows where we'll be? Because as of today, we're waiting for some announcement about the Fernando Tatis situation. And just by the way, on June 15th and the governor, I've seen the governor putting out a lot of social media posts. I know the governor likes TikTok, and he's been like dancing around that California is doing better than any state in the country when it comes to vaccinations, which are leading to lower numbers of cases. So
this is
that's
all
exciting.
This is all pending that the vaccination rollout continues as it has been. California, if you guys don't know, has administered more COVID vaccines than only 4 other countries. So they're the 5th most vaccinated country, even though it's a state, in the world. And also, currently, California has the lowest positivity rate of any state in the United States at the moment. So as long as that trend continues, June 15th is the target date.
Although I want to say one thing. I have been the guy saying, hey, does anybody know anybody that's got COVID right now? And I didn't know anybody that had it. And then just the other day, I was supposed to have a meeting with a dude, and he sent me a message and he said, hey, me, my wife, my kid, we all have it. And I was like, and that's in San Diego. So, I mean, as far as I know, it's real and still real. And I say, as far as I know, I mean, I had 2 kids that had it also, but thankfully they've made thus far full recoveries. And one of them like got the vaccine as soon as she could. You know, she works in food service.
I'm thankful that we live in California, because what I saw in Texas last night was embarrassing. Major League Baseball has to do something about that. You cannot have a full capacity stadium like that, man.
Well, what do you mean you can't? Because they did.
Because it's a public health and safety issue. Like, I understand that each state operates differently, and no one state should be able to tell another state what to do. I get that. But from a federal government standpoint that blankets over the country, the federal government needs to step in and say, this is unacceptable.
But it's not.
It should be.
Okay, well, listen, let's
That's
talk
a
about
super
that.
spreader event. That's
Okay.
a legit super spreader event.
Okay, let's talk about it for a quick second. Alex, you have the photos of last night in Texas, and then it'll actually bring us right back home to what happened in Angel Stadium last night. So, look, me personally, as you're
Ugh.
watching the video right now, and for those of you that are listening, we're just looking at video that some person shot from, a couple hundred rows up from home plate, and is going side to side showing you the ballpark. Alice, show it to us one more time. And there are 45,000 people in this brand new ballpark. Now, this is a different video. This
excuse
is
me, sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is the video right here.
That is so funny. The clip starts exactly the same.
Okay, dude, all I know is this. I've gotten one vaccination, and even prior to getting my vaccine, I was careful, but kind of letting my guard down. I'll tell you right now, you wouldn't catch me dead at that Texas Rangers stadium yesterday with 45,000 strangers shoulder to shoulder. But you see, the difference is we live in California. They live in Texas. In Texas, you know the way those people think about it? Like, we're showing America. We can have a full house at a baseball game. And if in 2 weeks from now, we're not all sick with COVID, we told you it was all fine. So for them, believe it or not, they're making their political statement. Just the same way their governor made his political statement that he wouldn't throw out the first pitch because he didn't like the voting laws he didn't like the All-Star game being pulled out of Georgia because of the voting laws. We
Right.
talked about that extensively yesterday. So
I just think if you're going to understand, like, as a group, that COVID is real, it's still out there, it's still affecting people. And as the Texas Rangers, not the individual people in the stands, because I don't blame them. Because that's very Texas of them to show up. But as an organization to allow that many people in a stadium, it's dumb and it's not safe.
Let me say
not to them, it's
this.
not.
You know what the dumbest part about this is that you showed up for the Rangers. Like, of all the things to like take a risk, the Texas
Right.
Rangers. Like, of all the things you could do in Texas to go out and maybe get COVID, whether you believe it or not, everyone knows it's a possibility, right? But you took the chance. You took a swing for the Rangers? The Rangers, who just traded their best player today to the Yankees. Okay, that's a weird flex for me.
Those guys are not there for the Rangers. They're there to say to America, this is Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Crowds are bigger in Texas. And our fear factor is not what yours is. We're Texas.
Vaccinations aren't.
We've been open. Okay. How many videos do you see of people in Texas all the time going, we're wide open.
Yeah.
We're living life.
Which is why I really genuinely don't mind that the Rangers or the Texas government, did this. At this point, 13 months into the pandemic, if you don't understand the risks, if you don't understand what's around you, then you never will. So the fact that those people showed up there, free will, freedom of America, great. Do what you got to do. People calling it a super spreader event, okay. Like, don't go. I mean, that's the way I look at things now. My
No.
mindset has changed so bad from what it was last May to what it is now. Everybody knows the risks. And if you want to take the risk, take the risk.
This is why I disagree with that. Because everyone who went in that stadium, their neighbor didn't go. As for the sake of conversation, because I don't know if their neighbor went or not. I'm going to try to make this quick. Their neighbor didn't go. Their coworker didn't go because they understand the risk at doing something like that.
Or they didn't have tickets.
They couldn't get tickets, yeah.
Or they couldn't get tickets because it was sold out. But that individual who was in that stadium, they're going to go somewhere after that with a person who did not want to be a part of that.
They're not supposed to go anywhere. You got to trust your bubble.
Dude,
you got to trust your bubble,
listen,
man.
California has its rules, and Texas has its rules. And we're going to find out if the rules in Texas created a super spreader event. But in California, it's going to be another 2 months, 2.5 months before we're able to all go and be wide open.
And to say this for Texas, we're talking about, like, you look at us, we're Texas. We're not scared of COVID and da-da-da. It wasn't a sellout.
Yeah,
it was a sellout.
It was like there were plenty of empty seats.
Yeah.
It's just that there were 40,000, and it just was a massive crowd.
I think there was like 33,000 people there.
Yeah,
so
whatever the number was. There you go. All right, well, listen, bring it home.
Won't catch me dead there, that's for damn sure.
Well, listen, interestingly, though, you went to Petco Park this past weekend, and you were willing to be in a ballpark with 10,000, not in one with 33,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, look, I saw what happened last night at Angel Stadium, which cracked me up. I got to say, made me laugh, and here's why. Because if it wasn't for Ohtani pitching 100 miles an hour the other day and then hitting a bomb home run, most people, especially in Southern California, don't really pay that much attention to the Angels. But we got all these TV viewers now in Orange County, and I know one thing. Orange County loves its team because Orange County, they're a bunch of Dodger haters, okay? And they're not Padres fans. So what they have in Orange County is their Angels. And they're just not really talked about very much. What I didn't realize was how much venom existed amongst Angel fans for the Houston Astros. In fact, if anything, I would have thought, well, Angels fans aren't Dodger fans. So maybe Angels fans would come in like cheering Houston, like, hey, glad you guys got the Dodgers the way you did. But instead, Angels fans last night making their voices heard. Alex, can you show some video of what happened last night in Angel Stadium? Watch this. This is very funny. I mean, kind of. All right, take a look at this. Guy out in the outfield pounding on a garbage can and then dropping the garbage can onto the playing surface.
I love it.
So I did too. I thought it was really great.
This is the exact stuff that we were looking forward to last year when it was way more prevalent after the reports of the Astros cheating came out and the firing of AJ Hinch and the GM. This is what everybody was looking forward to. When the Astros come to your ballpark, let's go. Bring your garbage night, right? So this is what we got deprived of this year. We saw a little bit during spring training last year, but this is how it's going to be for the Astros all year long. I imagine when the Astros, if they even play, I got to check the schedule, if they go to the Dodger Stadium. Imagine how that's going to be. And then yesterday, Dusty Baker, who had nothing to do with the cheating scandal, crying. This is a real quote. Can I read you the whole thing real quick? This is a real quote from Dusty Baker.
By the way, for anybody that doesn't know this, Dusty Baker is now the manager of the Houston Astros. He was not when they got busted for cheating. And what he said was, well, I'll be curious to see what quote you've pulled out because I know what I've read, and it was ridiculous. Let's hear it.
It is ridiculous. I'll put it on screen as well. You can tell the amount of hostility and the amount of hatred in the stands. I think that sometimes we need to take a look at ourselves before you spew hate on somebody else. It's a sad situation for America to me. When you hear things, I mean, what are the kids supposed to think in the stands? And some of them are kids that are following their parents. It's sad to me. People make mistakes. We paid for ours, and I wish they'd leave it alone.
Dude, let me tell you something. You talk about being out of touch, okay? So the Astros organization didn't pay for it.
At all.
Not one bit. The GM was fired. He was scapegoated. The manager was fired and scapegoated. And all the players who were really the masterminds behind it, they all got off scot-free. The GM and the manager were the scapegoats, and all the players got off scot-free. And now the new manager shows up and goes, it's just sad that you won't let it go. Okay, Dusty. I mean, talk about being out of touch.
Why did he say we paid for it? What'd you do, Dusty? You weren't even there.
Yeah, and what payment did they make? But by the way, Browner, you talk about Texas and all the fans in Texas. Look at Anaheim. When the guy throws the garbage can on the field, I'm looking out there in the outfield, and I'm not saying it's jam-packed, but it looks pretty packed to me.
But that looks
Now,
like
I mean,
Petco.
this area in the stands right here doesn't look so bad.
Yeah.
It looks like Petco. It looks like there are people there, because if you look off to the left, there are people out there, but it's not like you can't reach over and touch somebody.
And I threw this question out to my friends who just was curious, like, because I said you won't catch me at Texas Stadium. That's more of a mental thing than a physical. Like, I'm worried about COVID, and I'm just not sure if I'm ready for 35,000 people around me.
I know, right?
But would you guys go fully double shot vaccinated, no mask mandate? Would you guys go tomorrow?
If that were the case for me, yes, because I also think it's important that you show people, when done the right way, everybody should get back to life, because that's the reason why we waited. We endured the lockdown. We went through this process. Now people are getting vaccinated so we could get back to life. Jumping the gun, like what they did in Texas, it's bad for the country. It's a terrible display.
If people get sick. If people don't get sick, you know what it is? It's a good display.
But do you think, like, that's the thing too, is how would we ever know?
Well, I think that they
don't have the vaccine yet, so the chip's not implanted in them yet.
I understand.
We won't know.
But if everybody does what they're supposed to do, if people get sick and they get COVID, and then they report that they were at the ball game, and then they report where they were, and then people around them are supposed to know. I mean, I don't know exactly how. I don't know how the CDC does this stuff. Okay, but I just
me
know.
neither. Do you remember the Sturgis rally in the Dakotas? And they're like 250,000 people got sick from that rally. It's like, how'd you figure that out? I don't get it.
But I asked you this question. See, I receive text messages that say, "Hey, it's time for your daily check-in."
Yeah.
You know, and so I will go and I'll follow it, and it'll say, "Hey, when did you get the shot, and how have you felt, and have you had any symptoms?" And this, and I keep filling those things out, because I feel like it's my part to add to the data. You, on the other hand, have chosen not to participate, correct?
I don't even know if I had that option, to be honest with you. I didn't opt into anything. I don't know if I was asked.
Well, just so you know, I didn't know either. I mean, this could all be because my girlfriend set this all up for me, and she's also pushed me into doing it.
Correct. So if my fiance said, "Hey, go ahead and do that," I might be forced to. But I don't remember even being asked about it. I filled out the questionnaire at the place. Does that count? Is that doing my part?
I don't know. All right, listen, let me keep rolling, because a lot of things to get to here today. For those of you that are watching in the evening hours on television on Channel 4, San Diego and Santa Barbara, happy to have everybody along. We're on every night from 7 to 8 p.m. But all of our 1090 radio listeners and all of our home-based YouTubers know that we air every day between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. And then coming up at 6 p.m. tonight, Browner and Bert back on the radio on 1090. So another night of Browner and Bert. Okay, let me keep going here. Yesterday, Sam Darnold was traded, and I'm a Sam Darnold fan. I like following kids who play their high school football in Southern California, Orange County, then go on to become a star at USC, then become a top overall NFL draft pick in the biggest media market in the world, and have it all really not work out. Sam Darnold was traded yesterday from the New York Jets to the Carolina Panthers. Not exactly the sexiest city in America to go to when you played at USC and you've played in New York. But I'll tell you right now, getting out of the New York Jets is the best thing that could happen to Sam Darnold.
He was happy.
I can imagine. And I saw a video, I didn't know if it was from social media or what, where he kind of walked into a family, like
a trade party.
Okay, go ahead. Roll it for everybody. Let's go inside the house of Sam Darnold. Yeah.
That's how you know the Jets are dysfunctional, when you're celebrating getting moved to the Panthers. But hey, how many quarterbacks look real good dumping the ball off to Christian McCaffrey? We've seen it before. You just dump that ball off all day. Boom, boom, boom. Drew Brees took the Saints to the playoffs doing that with Alvin Kamara. It's possible.
I just think I'm happy for him.
Their coaches in a better position. Their franchise is in a better position. I think it's going to be great for him. I really do.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. And listen, Jets have been a bad experience for him
for a long time.
Changing of coaches, changing of coordinators, terrible roster, pressure cooker of New York City. And, listen, let me tell you something. People in New York think people from Southern California are soft. It's the way it is. And whether they're right or wrong is up for debate. But Sam Darnold getting out of New York and going to Carolina, I think he's got himself in a much better situation.
According to Adam Schefter, if the Jets picked 3 or below, they would have kept Sam Darnold. But the fact that they had the number 2 pick, they liked whoever they think the second best quarterback is, not Trevor Lawrence. That's why they decided to move on, because they like that guy better already than Sam Darnold. The Jets are a mess. Anything's better than getting any place is better than the Jets right now.
When you have a party to celebrate that you're out of there, like you just want it out of there. You're not celebrating you're going to Carolina. You're celebrating leaving New York. And that's the situation Sam Darnold finds himself in. All right, so much more to get to. Listen, for those of you that are watching on television, you got to come over to our YouTube channel to get the entire show, or you just listen on radio during the day because we got so much to get to. But when we have this long format, we just ramble and talk and nonstop. So more coming back to the 7 Mile Casino studios, including is Major League Soccer coming to San Diego finally, and the latest in the Spanos family feud. I want to get to that. Stick around.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Arash Markazi here, inviting you to catch my show, The Arash Markazi Show, on the mightier 1090. We are on every Monday through Friday from noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Join me and producer extraordinaire G. Wiley, where we chop up Los Angeles sports and try not to piss too many people off.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Hi, I'm Erica Cardenas. Join me on the next Doing More as we celebrate the many accomplishments of women during Women's History Month.
Doing More, Sunday and Monday night on YurView. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives.
Thank you for interviewing with us.
Tell me a little something about yourself.
What are your greatest strengths?
Well, my differences are my strengths. Those of us with intellectual and developmental disabilities are highly motivated. We are creators. We are leaders and innovators. We are changing the face of work for the better, one customer at a time.
Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm confident that you would make an incredible addition to our team. It is time we start building a workforce that is diverse, inclusive, and equitable. A workforce that recognizes that our greatest strengths lie in our differences.
Join us at deliveringjobs.org.
That's the wrap.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Sports in a Minute.
I'm guessing most of you Padres fans woke up this morning not feeling so great after Fernando Tatis left Monday night's game against the Giants. The Padres said that Tatis has a left shoulder subluxation, which means that his left shoulder was partially dislocated. Tatis had an MRI today to see the full extent of the damage. Now, the general consensus across reports who have spoken to orthopedic surgeons is that Tatis could very well be headed for surgery. And if surgery is necessary, it will end Tatis' season. For tonight's second game with the Giants, Padres manager Jace Tingler said Ha-Seong Kim is likely to be a replacement for Tatis. The Padres do have options at shortstop, however, in Tucupita Marcano and Jorge Mateo. On a lighter note, Eric Hosmer was named National League Player of the Week for his hot start against the Arizona Diamondbacks on opening weekend. I'm Haley Stasiak. That's your Sports in a Minute. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Ray here, inviting you to catch my show, Let's Talk Hookup, every Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific Time. For over 30 years, we've been the voice of the fishing community for Southern California, and so glad to be back on the big stick.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Are you living in an underserved community and facing adversity? Do you have a desire to start or grow your own business? San Diego State University's Lavin Entrepreneurship Center, the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurial Studies, and community partners invite you to participate in our Community Bootcamp. The bootcamp provides intense, hands-on exposure to the fundamentals of launching and growing a successful venture. Register today at leadershipcentersw.org.
Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Hi, I'm Erica Cardenas. Join me on the next Doing More as we celebrate the many accomplishments of women during Women's History Month.
Doing More, Sunday and Monday night on YurView. Sponsored by The Burns Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit theburnsfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives. City in Motion is brought to you by McDonald's. Stop by your local participating McDonald's now through April 25th and make a donation or visit walkforkids.org to support.
Hi, I'm Vince Bryson, CEO of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Southern California. Welcome to the 2020 Virtual Walk for Kids.
A little coronavirus pandemic will not stop our show because we are still going to walk for these kids.
You guys want to do the Walk for Kids virtually this year?
Today is Walk for Kids, you guys, virtually. So we love it, love it, love it.
Let's get this walk started.
We are going to start. So I'm going to be walking around my backyard.
Doing the 5K walk. We're here in front of the beautiful Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
So we are getting ready to do lap 3.
We're here to send our support.
I love the excitement. I love the energy. Let's keep it going.
If you want to know the reason why I'm walking, it's because I care about the kids and the families that stay at our house.
I walk for the Los Angeles Ronald McDonald House for kids like me, so they can have a place to call their home away from home.
To me, the Ronald McDonald House means love, care, hope, and support.
The families and children of RMHC need our help and support now more than ever. So thank you for joining our virtual walk and continuing to support our Ronald McDonald House even during these difficult times.
Thank you so much for coming together, for showing that we can unite and be together even though we're not at our respective locations.
Thank you for participating in this virtual walk.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for all your help and support, and stay well.
Ronald McDonald House Charities of SoCal gives families with sick kids the best medicine, each other. Stop by your local McDonald's today and make a donation or visit walkforkids.org to support. City in Motion, highlighting great things in our community like Ronald McDonald House Charities. Give families with sick kids the best medicine, each other. Kaplan Accrued Tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
When California weather conditions create a high risk for wildfires, electric companies may shut off power in some neighborhoods as a precaution. These public safety power shutoffs could affect homes and businesses and interrupt power to your home, devices, and even our Cox facilities. During a PSPS, we'll work hard to keep customers connected to their Cox services in conditions that are safe for you, our employees, and our community. For information and updates, follow us on Twitter and visit Cox.com.
Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Hi, I'm Erica Cardenas. Join me on the next Doing More as we celebrate the many accomplishments of women during Women's History Month.
Doing More, Sunday and Monday night on YurView. Sponsored by The Burns Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit theburnsfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.